What if the key to reversing diabetes and healing your metabolism wasn't what you eat, but when you eat? Hi, I'm David with the Diabetes Revolution, and we make these videos because almost everything you've been taught about diabetes and metabolic health is wrong. I've seen people reverse type 2 diabetes naturally, lowering blood sugar, reducing medication, and regaining their freedom by following the same principles I'm going to share with you today. All right, quick note before we dive in. I also put together a free guide called 6 Steps to Reversing Diabetes Naturally. I'll talk about more of that in a bit, but you can grab it in the link below and we're going to get started. Okay, what fasting really is. All right, intermittent fasting isn't a diet. It's a pattern of eating and resting, and that lets your body finally catch up and heal itself. So when you eat, your body breaks food into glucose, and that's your main source of fuel. But when you're eating every few hours, your insulin never gets a break. It stays high all day long. And high insulin is what locks fat inside your cells, and that causes constant hunger. It keeps your blood sugar rising no matter how healthy you eat. When you fast, insulin finally comes down. Your body switches from storing to burning. That's when fat loss, blood sugar control, and healing really begin. All right, now what's happening in your body when you start intermittent fasting? Around 12 hours into the fast, your body starts to raise a growth hormone. That same hormone repairs tissues, builds muscle, and burns fat. Now, when you get to 18 hours, your cells begin a process called autophagy. This is really exciting and this is amazing stuff. Okay, so this is a natural process. It's your body's internal cleanup crew. It breaks down damaged proteins, toxins, and inflammation. Really, all this nasty buildup. And it cleans this up so your cells can rebuild stronger. Now, with autophagy, it's got really cool stuff. The studies show that it lowers your risk for Alzheimer's like a ton. Your risk for cancer, it decreases your risk for cancer a lot. And it's really amazing. And you're going to feel really good once this gets done. And then by the time you hit 24 hours, your liver runs low on all of its stored sugar and your body begins to burn fat for fuel. All right, you've heard of this. It's ketosis. So instead of burning glucose, the normal way you do it, your default setting is glucose. You're going to start burning that. You're going to switch over to burning fat when you hit ketosis. It's cleaner, it's more efficient energy, and your brain and your heart actually prefer it. Now, it's going to decrease your inflammation. Inflammation drops. Blood pressure starts to normalize. Your gut gets time to heal. So think about this. Your heart is an organ, right? Everybody thinks about that because it pumps blood and you think of it as an organ. You think of your lungs and your brain as an organ, but how many times do you think your stomach is an organ? Well, it is. And it does spectacular things. And when you're eating every couple hours, it never gets a break. And, your pancreas never gets a break. Uh, and so when you do these fasts, that gives your gut a chance to rest. It gives all these other organs that work in combination with that a chance to rest. Okay, so this is the big part of your body that gets reset, and it helps resetting the very systems that cause diabetes, fatty liver, brain fog, and all the inflammation that comes with this stuff. So why does fasting work for diabetes and metabolic syndrome? So I want you to think of insulin like a gatekeeper. When it's high, the gate to burning fat stays closed. And when it's low, that gate finally can open up. And that's why fasting is so powerful because it lowers insulin naturally. You're not taking pills. No, you're not taking gimmicks. And when you combine fasting with real food, high protein, healthy fats, fiber from vegetables, I mean, you give your body exactly what you need. So you're taking your body and you're giving it a break from this constant snacking, constant eating, all this inflammation. You're giving it a reset, a break. And then when you come off these fasts, you put good quality food into your body. You're not going to go breaking this fast with a bunch of junk. So you're giving your body what it needs to remove what's been keeping it sick and inflamed. And over time, your hunger decreases, your energy goes up, and your body becomes a fat burning, sugar stabilizing machine. Okay. So you got to do this safely, though. Okay. So you're going to start simple. Fast for only 12 hours overnight from dinner to breakfast. That's how you're going to start. Then you're going to slowly stretch up from 14 to 16 hours as your body adapts. And the most common rhythm that works well with most people is called the 16-8 fast. And that means 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. So during your fast, you're going to drink water. You can drink water. You can drink black coffee or tea. Me, when I fast, I'll admit it, I'm addicted to coffee. And if I don't drink my coffee, I will get a massive headache. So I always drink coffee, black coffee on my fast. Now, I normally drink heavy whipping cream in my coffee, but I don't do that when I'm doing a fast. So, and I do that for the fat, and it curbs hunger big time. So you can do that not when you're fasting. Side note, you can do it for when you're on your ketogenic diet. But when you do eat, and you break these fasts, you want to eat whole foods, and you want to eat your vegetables first, your protein, and then your fats, and you want to avoid all sugary drinks, refined carbs, snacking in between meals, because it doesn't make any sense to do all this fasting and then just go back to the same patterns. It's just not going to work. And that constant grazing, when you're doing all these snacking, it keeps insulin high. It doesn't matter if you eat good food or bad food. Whenever you eat, it's going to release glucose and you're going to release insulin. So that constant grazing, it just keeps blood sugar levels high all the time and keeps your whole body working on that. So you also want to stay hydrated. Uh, when you are in ketosis and you first start in ketosis, your kidneys are going to kick up and you're going to really start dumping a lot of urine. So you're going to need to replace that along with your electrolytes. So, and if you got diabetes, this is a big one. So if you're doing these intermittent fastings, you got to check with your healthcare provider first, because you're eating, your insulin's going up, right? Or your blood sugar's going up. You take oral medications to bring that down. So now you're not eating, so there's nothing making your blood sugar go up, but you're taking a medication that makes it go down. So it's going to tank it. It's kind of like similar, like if you got low blood pressure and then you take blood pressure medicine to lower your blood pressure, it's going to tank out your blood pressure. Same way with sugar. If you don't have anything, you're not eating to raise your blood sugar levels, and you still take your medication to lower it, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to have some low blood sugar issues. So always talk with your healthcare team before you make changes like eating this routine. Now, what you're going to notice when you do this intermittent fasting right, within a few weeks, most people notice a more steady energy. They're going to have fewer cravings, better sleep, and over time, fasting helps the body become more insulin sensitive. Okay, because you're giving it that break, meaning you can do more with less insulin. That means over time, you can let the body heal and you can be using less and less insulin. Okay. And this is the foundation of reversing diabetes and losing a bunch of that stubborn fat and regaining metabolic health naturally. It's not starving. It's basically restoration of your body, and it gives your body a chance to heal the way God designed it to. Okay. Now we're going to wrap this up. So now you understand what's really happening inside your body when you fast, and it's one of the most powerful tools for reversing diabetes naturally. These principles work. There's all this science out here on it. It's because, and they also align with how your body was made to function: rest, restore, renew. Okay. Now, if you found this helpful, grab your free guide of the 6 steps to reversing diabetes naturally. It's in the description below, and it's free. It's easy to download, and it's the same system that's helped people lower their blood sugar, cut medications, and even put their diabetes in remission. So grab your copy in the guide below, and then watch this next video where I break down some of the most common diabetes mistakes and how to fix them. That way you've got both the roadmap and the pitfall to avoid. I'll see you there.